What another beautiful day on Spaceship Earth. It's cooler in air temp today. This is an interesting thing than it was yesterday probably at this time, but it feels a whole lot hotter. The wind has shifted. There really is no wind. If there was some breeze, it would help a lot. But what has happened though is yesterday we had in the last few days, we had unusually low humidity. So it was like the low 50s, which is not very common for the summertime for the Outer Banks to have humidity in the low 50s. Now this morning it's up back to around 80. So the relative humidity now is 80, and that means the sweat doesn't evaporate off your body. And the sweat is how we cool ourselves. So evaporation is when let's just say water, the other things can evaporate too, but water goes off, the water molecules split apart or detach from one another. The molecule itself doesn't split apart. That's another thing. That's something different. But the molecules unattach from one another and they go off into the atmosphere. And when they do that, takes heat to cause that dissociation of the molecules. And so when they go off, when your sweat evaporates off your body, it takes heat with it, and that keeps us cool. But when things get really humid, the humidity, the moisture in the air is so much that the sweat can't leave our bodies because the air is kind of saturated with water, and so, or at least it doesn't evaporate very quickly. And a breeze will help with that evaporation. And the wind blows by us, it will pick up some of those little water molecules and carry them away. And when it does that, it carries some heat with it. So today, the air temp is a little bit lower, not much lower than yesterday, but it feels a whole lot hotter because the humidity is higher. Now, in the wintertime, the humidity will make it feel colder. So that's because of the heat capacity of water. So when the air is wet and damp, it takes the heat from your body, in the wintertime. So it's kind of like the opposite. Humidity can make it feel colder in the winter, it can make it feel hotter in the summer. Ultimately, in the end of the day, it's related to the same concept, but it has a different mechanism. So in the winter, you're not sweating much, so the air is taking the heat from your body when you want to stay warm. The humidity is. And in the summertime, because the air temp's hotter than, I guess, or as hot as you're close to the heat of your body, blah blah blah. Anyhow, it's a little different. So it's a good science lesson though. I love you.